Wait, what did she have against me? I genuinely forgot.
Okay, so
What
her
was it?
issue was
What
you
was her issue?
seem to decry transness because you say it seems like they don't have a scientific way to reproduce their feelings or their experiences about being trans. But then she said it seems like you have really strong feelings about God, but it's not like you can scientifically prove God, which is probably true, right?
No.
Isn't
There's
there
an
some? So
incredible.
you're telling me that there is no faith involved in believing in God? That you can do it
There
100?
absolutely no. There absolutely is faith involved, but you could also fucking provide scientific
How is there faith if
background to
those two things are contradictory? Or actually, define faith and then
not
define evidence for
necessarily.
me. Go ahead.
Not necessarily
Okay,
because
then define those two
as
things for
much
me. Yeah.
because at the end of the day, just because it's scientifically backed does not necessitate that it is 100% like there, right? It doesn't, because at the end of the day, the ultimate test of faith is that you have never seen God. You have never seen him.
Yeah, but
You
you're
could come
telling
up
me
with
that
all
you
of
can. You're telling me that if you can empirically validate them, you don't need to see them. We can't see gravity. We can't see oxygen, but we know that those are both there.
yeah, sure.
But we can
But there
test for
still needs to-
gravity. We
yeah,
can
but-
test for
but-
oxygen. We can't
yeah,
test
yeah,
for
but
God.
but let me ask you this:
Go ahead.
isn't there a degree of faith still involved because you haven't seen God?
Well, you're
Does it
telling me.
still not exist?
Well, I mean, I would think so. Yeah, I think there is a degree of faith, but you're telling me no. You don't actually
There you
even need
go.
faith. No, no. Don't say there
No,
you
I'm
go.
saying you need it. No,
No, no,
you
no.
need it. I'm saying you need
Okay,
it, but you're also
then-
trying to act like you
No.
can't also scientifically back
No,
religion.
you get those two. Tell me what
They're
faith.
not
What,
contradictory.
tell
They're
me
not
what
contradictory.
faith means to you. Tell me what faith means to you.
Faith is believing in the Most High, in God Almighty. That is what faith is. Without
Okay,
God
what
having
is-
to come down and materialize himself for your fucking bitch ass.
Okay.
And when I say your, I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah, I know. They generally do. Okay. But if it is the
Go ahead.
case that the existence of God and the proof of Him is just empirically validatable, then why do you need faith? You don't need faith at all. You're just like, oh, like I said, I've never
You
seen
have-
gravity before, but I've got faith that gravity exists. Well, I don't need faith. I
This-
can test for it.
No. The simple fact that people like you exist validates why faith still needs to be in place. Because there are an incredible amount of PhD fucking scientist motherfuckers that spend their life actually providing proof, scientifically based proof, as to God's existence and why God is real. And there are still people like you, and there are still thousands, millions of people that don't believe in God. That in itself proves why faith is necessary. Do you get where I'm coming from?
No.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
No. There's tons of
So-
people that don't believe in vaccines, but we don't ask for faith to believe in medical science.
No. What you're trying to act like is, if there is science proving that God exists, why isn't everybody religious? Why would faith
No,
even be a
yeah,
requirement?
what I'm saying
That's what
is
you're
that,
saying.
yeah, what I'm saying is that faith isn't a requirement. And I could be wrong, but I think in Christianity, I think it might even be unethical to ask God to prove himself. I think that might even be like
Yeah, that's
a-
the second commandment cringe stuff. No, we don't believe in that. We believe that you should be able to question certain things in Islam. We believe that. We believe as long as it's genuine, like, the whole just like shitting on Islam, that's not genuine criticism. We literally fucking set up debates and panels for people to fucking argue things that are based in the text itself. Because the text also claims like a lot of things that are scientific when it comes to the planets and orbits and all that sort of stuff. Right? Those are things that you could actually fucking hold up to what science already believes today, and you could match them and see whether they're true or not, right? The whole scientific.
Okay, if you want to do this,
present
actually,
in
you should
Islam.
give me like what you think is like the one strongest argument for God, and I'll actually spend a few days researching on a stream. Because I just realized actually debunking Islamic shit is probably actually worth it for my next arc, since so many cringe fucking people are converting now because of it, Daddy Tate.
So you're against people converting. Why? What does that take away from you? That is
Because-
the weirdest thing to me.
I don't like people converting to religion because I think religion fundamentally rests on unverifiable claims. And I don't think that it's good to have a group of people somewhere that are willing to believe in things without evidence, because then they'll believe in other things without evidence.
Okay, stop. Yet you're still 100% comfortable supporting trans people, even though it is the exact same thing. Their shit doesn't rest on any verifiable claim other than their brains. We kind of possibly maybe think that they're born with female brains if they're in a male body and vice versa. That's not verifiable in any fucking way. Yet you're 100% still confident and comfortable in supporting that. So
Let
why
me know
the
when I can
hypocrisy
respond without you interrupting. Go ahead.
here? No, go ahead.
Okay. For trans people, I believe that trans people are real because that is generally the direction that the evidence points. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you 100%. I know for a fact that trans is real. It might be just a mental illness. It might be a confluence of weird environmental factors. But I don't need to know if trans people are real to know what the most effective treatments right now are for them. Medicine doesn't work by knowing what is real about medication. Medicine works through relentless trialing of putting random things in people's body, not really random, and then seeing the effects, right? And then the side effects, right? Does it treat it? So with trans people, seems like right now giving them drugs to make them match whatever they think is in their head seems to be the most effective way of treating it. So that's what I back right now medically. But if you're going to ask me the fact of the matter is if they're real or not, I mean, I don't know. I think they are, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I 100% know that. But you will tell me that for Allah, you 100% know that. So no, we can't compare these two beliefs because the strengths of our beliefs are far different here. And I probably have more evidence for mine than you do for yours. Although obviously we think that's contentious, but.
We're not arguing and debating whether trans people are real. I'm not even saying that they're not real. But the basis of their realness to you, you believe that they could be born that way. And I said could because you also leave room for them actually just being mentally ill. I'm saying it is mental illness, right? So I guess I'm much more fucking confident and comfortable in my position than you are. Although you can't provide any fucking proof as to 100% solidly back your position as to, hey, trans people are not mentally ill. They're genuinely born with a different brain in the wrong body. Could you provide something that proves that? I'm curious.
I can't prove that. I mean, we can cut into trans people's brains and see that they look a little bit different than cis people's brains, but is that an environmental shaping? Is that a gene that's turned on by some epigenetic thing? Is that something else, like a social thing that just causes the brain to change?
No.
I don't. But hold on, wait. Just real quick, hold on. You need to understand the thinking. It's not even the ideas we're talking about. Your thinking is wrong. Let's say there's a 20% chance that there's a dog behind a door, okay? But you have no idea if there's actually, there's a 20% chance. And let's say somebody says, I know there's a dog behind that door. I know it, even though there's only a 20% chance. And let's say there actually is a dog behind that door. Is that person's confidence a good thing or a bad thing there? If they know the chance of it being behind that door are 20%, and they know for a fact, they just say, I know it's behind that door, 100%.
I have absolutely no problem with the person being highly confident behind what's that door. No matter how you may see it as delusional or not, what is wrong with them being confident?
Okay, I understand.
That is the thing that confuses me.
Sure, I understand.
No, because you've held this position and we've had this
I
conversation.
know, yep. This is what I was talking about
before.
with Ayla, that like this is what part of the unpenetrableness of like religious thinking is that you've inherited this like epistemic foundation where you could be really confident of things that you only know probabilistically. It's a really bad way of thinking. It's irrational thought. There's no other way to put it. I'm not trying to insult you, but that's not rational. Like you're going to make wrong predictions more than you'll make correct predictions. But I mean, like obviously you disagree epistemically. Like you disagree with like how to arrive at like fact or truth. So there's no point in even. I don't know.
At the end of the day, I know. At the end of the day, this will. And if I'm being very charitable and very good faith to you, I would say you believe that religious people are too stubborn, too hard-headed, too set in their beliefs to ever see your quote-unquote truth. They will never be open to it, and they will always be blindly confident and 100% behind their faith, no matter what you present to them.
I mean, a little bit, but that's not my issue, though, because I mean, that's probably true of atheists as well, right? There's probably a lot of atheists that you could show proof of God, and they'd think they're having a mental delusion or something instead of actually believing it. So I mean, like, that's not the issue that I have. The issue is the fact of the matter itself. Is God real? That's my issue that I'm honing in on, not whether the believers are irrational or rational.
Let's go there. Whether God is real or not, what the fuck would that have to do with you, and how would that affect your life if people are 100% confident that God is real as opposed to your crowd believing that 100% God is not real? Why do you care that there's a bunch of Muslims that believe in that? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The problem is that people want to dictate what other people can do with their lives based on the person that they happen to believe is real or not. That's the issue. Right? Somebody wants to
describe yourself.
What?
Go ahead. No. Would you describe yourself as a liberal?
Yeah.
Do you genuinely believe that in your perfect liberal society, and when I say Islam, I'm talking about actual Islam. I'm not talking about Muslims that accept, homosexuals and, transsexuals. I'm talking about actual Islam, right? Would you believe that in a liberal society, Muslims could actually exist and live in that society?
Yes. Well, it depends on how hardcore you want to be.
It's not hardcore.
So let me give you an example, okay? I don't have any problems with Sharia law, okay? Insofar as you've got like a separate little legal system that exists in a religious community. I personally think that Catholics follow that to some extent. For instance, if you do something bad in a Catholic worldview, there is a punishment that you have to pay in the church that you've got to do penance for. I think that's fine. And there could even be like a church punishment for you related to what's going on. I don't think there's anything wrong with like quote unquote Sharia. But when you start talking about like killing people and stuff over it, I think that the bar gets a bit higher. So if a Muslim wanted to practice like murdering, I'm not going to say murder, I'm sorry, killing like apostates or something, that's probably something I wouldn't be okay with. So it depends on what you mean when you say hardcore Muslims. That's what I'm asking.
So, do you believe that your worldview is the 100% correct and righteous worldview?
Well, yeah, of course.
Do you,
if I
do you
thought
think
if
your
I thought it wasn't correct,
let me,
yeah, then I would pick a different worldview, probably, right?
fair. Do you think your morals are infallible? You think morally you got shit correct?
Yes.
So you're 100% comfortable forcing your beliefs onto others that may disagree with you and
Yes.
saying that
Yes.
that is the perfect world. So how does that differentiate you from those that you label as extremists or those that you label as, you know, the what's wrong with the world? These confident fucking religious motherfuckers that believe in their shit and they want to force their views onto others. You just said that you're 100% comfortable forcing your views onto others because you believe that you're the fucking morally infallible, correct Giga
I
Chad.
never said I was morally infallible. What I said
You
was
just said that. Okay, go ahead. You just said that, but go ahead.
Okay.
Sure.
I didn't say I was morally infallible. What I said was I think I have the best morals. Obviously. Everybody thinks they have the best morals. If you thought you didn't have the best morals, they wouldn't be your morals. You would choose something different, right? The reason why I think my morals are better is because my morals allow the flexibility for other moral systems to exist within it. If you want to like punish your child,
Other moral systems
sorry,
that
my
you
bad. Go ahead.
deem okay.
My bad.
Get it right, please. Get it right. Other moral systems that you deem okay.
Yeah, that don't infringe on some fundamental agreements of like you can't kill people or rape people. There's going to be like some really things that probably most Muslims would agree with, to be honest.
All Muslims agree with.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'll say most. Not even all Christians agree.
whatever.
Not even all Christians agree.
99%
Right?
sure, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
1 fucking percent true. Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
Well, I don't know if it's that low, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So the reason why I like my system is because I think it's flexible enough to allow for those others to exist in my world with some degree of adherence, right? Again, if you want to like stone or apostates or whatever, like you know, it might look a little bit different or something. Yeah, but that's why I like mine. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you not see how you literally hold the exact same view on imposing yourself onto others as you believe, I should say, as you believe Muslims do? The only difference is you deem your position and your worldview and your morals as much more tolerant and much more flexible than the Muslims. So what differentiates you and what separates you from Muslims as an atheist is the fact that you just believe that your boundary is, you know, a lot more accommodating to more people than Muslims.
Yeah, okay.
You're telling me that's a fucking good enough reason
Hold
for
on,
you to
yeah.
fucking go on this moral crusade against Muslims and act like as though they're the fucking devil? Because believe you me, a lot of people in your community genuinely, and I wouldn't necessarily put the full blame on you.
Oh, am I gonna get to talk, or are you just gonna preach now?
No, I'm making a point. I'm not preaching.
Okay, I'm sorry, because it sounded like you were kind of like asking a question almost, but now you just wanted to kind of like preach. So let me know when you're ready.
I'll be done in a second.
Go ahead.
Keep the question in your mind. If you were to look at your community, a lot of them genuinely do look at Islam as the worst thing that has ever happened to humanity. And if I were to ask them, where do you get your religious takes from? I am 100% confident that they would be like the other chick, the last chick that was in here, and say, I read 1 or 2 pages 14 years ago, but I get most of my takes from Destiny. So at the end of the day, you are the one who is fucking controlling their mind. So when I see a lot of their takes, I fucking question where the fuck they get this from. And I assume that it's you, but you could tell me if I'm wrong, obviously. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you think that all beliefs are the same?
No.
Okay. So it's not really much of a point to be like, oh, you're okay forcing your views on some people, but you're not okay with me forcing my views on some people. You're not really saying anything of value there. Obviously, there are going to be different types of beliefs. So for instance, if I want to force the belief on everybody that they have to wear like a pedophile pendant on their chest, that's a lot different than forcing everybody to say wear clothes in public, right? The counter to the person not wanting to wear the pedophile badges isn't to go, oh, well, you're just trying to control people in your own way and I want to control people in my way. Those aren't the same type of thing. Do you understand that?
Do you believe morals are subjective?
You're okay. Yeah, but
I
that's
understand.
not.
No.
Okay.
No,
Oh, yeah,
understood
okay.
you.
No. Okay. I'm gonna ignore every single thing you say, and I'm just gonna ramble if you're not gonna let me engage with what you're saying on a substantive level. Okay. So earlier, you asked me. You sounded like you were trying to pressure me to admit to this fallacy of I want to force my beliefs on people but I'm mad at you because you want to force your beliefs on people. So at the end of the day, you and I, we're actually the exact same, but I'm pretending like I'm better than you. That's your issue, okay? But what I'm telling you is I'm not better than you because I don't want to force my beliefs on people. Obviously, I do. I think I'm better because I think my beliefs are better. And they allow for different types of belief systems to exist under mine, whereas I think yours are less tolerant of different types of beliefs. That's the difference.
And we're not in disagreement there. Everything that you said is 100% correct. But here's the thing. I will ask you again. Do you believe that morality and your morals in specific are subjective? Do you think
Yes.
that they're open
Yes.
to change? So at the end of the day, why the fuck would I let somebody like you, who tomorrow might literally change his entire worldview at a drop of a fucking needle based off of something drastic that might have happened in his life, why would I fucking want to live in a world under control of people like you instead of people that have actually fucking remained consistent with their beliefs over 1,400 years and actually have objective morality? Because at the end of the day, what makes your morality good is because you believe in it. You can't 100%. People that say morality is subjective can't just say, listen, my morality is 100% good. And the only reason they're saying it is because it's belief, it's subjective. You can't argue against somebody's opinion. At that point, it's opinion fucking based, right? But I'm coming across that fucking point as a Muslim who actually believes in objective morality, and I believe that people following Islam and people following a morality that is non-changing is way better for the world than a morality that is consistently changing. Because God knows, if people actually had your sort of fucking mentality, all sorts of fucking decrepit, degenerate shit would be allowed based off of society's feelings as to, hey, what should we accept at this moment in time? Because guess what? People like you, 100, 200 years ago, would 100% been comfortable with the way that society was structured. Or am I fucking, strawmanning you there? Like, if you were in America in the fucking 1800s, right, 1900s, you would 100% be a Jim Crow Andy. You would be. No shadow of a doubt about it. Because right now you're taking the fucking popular position. This fucking atheistic, secular fucking worldview is what is taking over the West. You are not unique. So why would I fucking take your position when literally 20 years down the line, people like you could 100% be open to the most degenerate shit, right? You could 100% say, hey, rape is okay. And I can't argue against it because guess what? I live in your liberal society. But Islam wouldn't change on you because it hasn't changed in 1,400 years ago. And I'd rather be in a stable fucking society than one that is ever consistently changing when it comes to its morals.
Would you rather be in a stable society that doesn't change its views on medicine?
It's not the same thing.
Would you rather be in a stable society that doesn't change its views on technology? Or agriculture? Or media?
Bad argument.
No,
Bad
it's the same argument. So why would I want to say, why would I think it's a good argument to say my society hasn't changed its morality in 1,500 years? Why would I be compelled to follow that society?
The
right?
exact
Obviously,
same
I'm sorry, you just rambled for 45 minutes. I'm banning you from my fucking server. I can't say a single fucking thing without you doing another fucking preacher sermon, okay? So just because your system has never changed, that's not an argument that I consider like strong in favor of your position. I consider that a weakness of your position. That mine, you keep conflating this idea that like, oh, well, since your system is willing to change, it must change on like a whim. That's not true. You can change for a whole bunch of different reasons. There might be really good reasons why you have one moral position in some century, and then slowly that changes over time. I would rather be in the system with more flexibility and adaptability to change to something that I think is morally better. So I would look to see like, have we made moral progress over the past like 2,000 years, rather than saying like, oh, well, I like this particular system because it's never changed. Because a long time ago, we did a lot of things that I don't approve of, and I'm glad we've changed away from those things.
Okay, so you're the guy who just said, I believe that my morals are fucking perfect. I believe what I believe in is great. So why would I fucking say that it's not great? But now you're saying, oh, my morals are also open to change, I don't know if I fucking change my fucking views on murder or rape. It could happen. That's what you just said to me right now. And what you're fucking missing out is on the fact that Islam, and why your fucking comparison was retarded, Islam literally pushes people to seek knowledge. I don't even need to bring this up. Guys, you already know this in chat. Some of the greatest times in human history came under Islamic rule. When it came to what is it? Astronomy, when it came to architecture, when it came to medicine, when it came to technology, all of the things that you brought up, even your fucking numbers came from fucking us. So stop it. When it comes to morals, if your morals are ever evolving, that means the morals that you're trying to put on me today inherently are not good. Why the fuck would you have to evolve something that is already fucking great, that is already perfect? Why would you have to do that? Please explain to me.
Because the perfection, first of all, I never said my morality was perfect, but if there was a perfection I was aiming for, it's not the actual moral like statements themselves, it's the system. So for instance, I might say the scientific process is perfect, but that doesn't mean that the knowledge that we had in the year 1910 should never change, right? The same scientific process might guide you towards different answers through history. That doesn't mean that it was less perfect or more perfect. It just means that you follow the process and sometimes you arrive at new answers. I think that largely speaking, our morality has kind of trended, even in Islamic culture, from one direction to another over the past 2,000 years. And I hope it continues to trend in that same direction. But that doesn't mean that if you freeze frame, like for instance, if you were to ask me like, oh, would you be a Jim Crow guy? Yeah, maybe I would be, but at least I wouldn't be a slavery guy, right? Or if you ask me, well, are you a slavery guy? Maybe, but at least I wouldn't be like a genocide guy, right? It's kind of like being like a flat earther. Like I might be a flat earther, but at least I don't think the earth is like randomly shaped, right? Or if you ask me if I'm a spherical earth believer, yeah, I guess, but at least I'm not a flat earther. Oh, well, do you know that the earth is actually an oblate sphere? Sure, right? Like these are all improvements over time. I don't think that saying that you've had one belief over 1,500 years that hasn't changed, when I wouldn't apply that same standard or use that as a pro for any other belief system, is an argument in your favor.
Imagine if I, as a Muslim, and think about it this way, I believe that the Quran is the word of God, right? And follow along with this. What you're trying to say is, hey, you guys that believe that the Quran is the word of God, you guys that believe that this is actual holy text, God makes mistakes. God needs to be improved on by man. That is what you're claiming right now.
That's not what I'm claiming, but go ahead.
No, wait. How is it not what you're claiming?
Because I don't think God can make mistakes. If God was real, he would be infallible, right?
So you believe that there's a lot of mistakes in the Quran, and that's not something that's even worth arguing, because that's just a fucking disagreement that we'll never be able to get over. But what I'm trying to show you is the Islamic point of view. When you say, I don't believe that these morals are great, because at the end of the day, what makes morals great is the fact that they're ever evolving, and that shows that there is some fucking growth that's happening within your fucking society and your civilization. What I'm coming to you with is the fact that we believe that this is the word of God, and if you have to improve on the word of God as man, then it is not the word of God.
Yeah, no shit. Why are you explaining to me?
No. I'm explaining it to you because
I understand what you're saying. This is why I don't like religion. It's because you're inflexible. You can't change. So if you have a wrong moral belief,
why would we change what's perfect?
Because I don't think it's perfect.
But you believe your shit is damn near perfect.
I think I've got a good system. My morals might change over time, though. Maybe I'll be a vegan in 20 years. I don't know. But I'd rather have a good system for generating moral argument rather than just relying on an old fucking book.
No. When you say system, you're literally just saying, I'm open to change. That is the system.
But you're not even arguing hold on. Open to change doesn't mean open to all change. Right? You keep saying this thing where like, oh, it'll change at the drop of a whim. No, that's not true. A changing whim isn't going to fundamentally alter your moral system, right? It would take a lot to change it. Same thing with our scientific understanding. I'm open to change for science. Maybe fucking gravity isn't real. Or maybe it's just a solution of space-time that makes our equations work. Or maybe, I don't know, there might be 50 million explanations that change.
Why do you bring these things up? When we're speaking morals, do not bring science, do not bring technology, because what you're trying to do there is trying to make it seem like Muslims are just fucking heart stuck 1,500 years ago, and they're still fucking hitting rocks together. That's what you're trying to do.
I think they're
discussing morals. We're open to change when it comes to society and the way that we live, and improvements when it comes to science, when it comes to medicine, when it comes to tech. But when it comes to morals, when we believe that our morality is objective and it comes from God, there is no shot that you then say, listen, I am way better than you because first of all, I am man, and second of all, I am open to change that actually happens gradually and that is actually societally approved upon. Because at the end of the day, the change that you'd be open to is change that is accepted by society in general as a whole, because that is your fucking measure of what is morally sound, correct?
Not necessarily, but it kind of tracks. But I'm not saying that like Muslims won't use technology, right? I've seen fucking pictures of Dubai, and like it's not like I'm saying that like Muslims all live in fucking huts. I'm just using the compare.
Keep bringing it up, man.
Keep bringing what up? No, I'm pointing to the scientific method because it's the easiest method. I don't know. We could use a method for fucking making movies or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to say that like I think that methods are methods. That like the answers that they give you aren't necessarily supposed to be timeless. Like ideally, you'd be able to iterate on them.
Yeah, when it comes to science and such, we agree 100%. But when it comes to morals, that is where our fundamental disagreement comes.
I know. I don't know why we're looping on this.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
we're done on this. Do you want to I don't need you to repeat the same fucking thing over and over and over and over again. Okay, I'm too smart for this. I know that you're used to talking to fucking retards and you like this. They're like, oh, well, we think that morals are perfect and we don't ever want the morals to change. And you can bring up science. No, I don't need you to say this over and over and over again. Why do you need to say this over and over again?
You fucking sound slow as fucking shit.
Okay, stop saying the same thing over and over again. I don't need you to say it. Okay, go ahead.
You keep Destiny.
Okay, you can say what you want, but just don't repeat the same thing over and over again. Or we can be done with this argument and we can do viewer call-ins.
Over and over again. What I'm trying to fucking show you is the fact that you don't have a leg to stand on, because the only fucking superiority that you're feigning to have over Muslims is the fact that my morals are so fucking fickle and weak that they're open to change.
Okay, I got you.
The reason why my no, wait, can I fucking finish?
No, I'm done with the convo. I'm checked out. Go ahead.
Okay, check out. But can I make my closing?
Yeah, go ahead and preach.
Yep,
go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not preaching. How's this preaching?
You're preaching because I'm checked the fuck out because I'm not listening to you anymore. Because you can't summarize my position without sounding like a fucking monkey. Okay? Yeah. That's right.
Let me summarize your position then. Let me summarize your position.
Oh, my morals are so fickle. I just fucking change it at the fucking drop. That's my position. That's
vanilla gorilla bitch. Shut the fuck up, Pasty Panther. Let me get through my fucking closing statement. Your position is, you Muslims are hard stuck in your morals and you believe that it's the word of God and you're 100% comfortable and confident in it, and you are not open to actually fucking seeing the world in a different lens and seeing that, hey, maybe we got a couple of things wrong and let's improve on our society as a whole when it comes to our morals and let's be open to change. Where I, as an atheist, hold the same degree of belief that my belief is best and it should be applied to the rest of the world, but I am much more tolerant of different ideas, and that's what differentiates me from you guys, because you guys are much more intolerant than I am tolerant. Correct? Or did I fucking fuck it up?
That's close enough. Sure.
Close enough, sure. So, and with that being said, right, since I'm close enough, now let me shit on that retarded fucking position to you guys. If he wants to fucking stay checked out, right?
Okay.
Or are you checked in? Can I say it to you and you'd reply?
I don't know. We'll see. Go ahead. We'll see how different it is than everything else we just said. Go ahead.
If you check out, it's just an admission of defeat because you can't rebuttal.
Yeah, true.
What he's trying to say is this, right? You guys are intolerant, and you guys are incredibly confident in your delusion. I am confident in my morals, therefore I believe that it should be put on the rest of the world. And you know what? The reason why I dislike you Muslims is due to your fucking ignorant confidence. And what I'm telling you is this: there is absolutely nothing fucking wrong with people being confident in their faith, and it causes you no harm. There's no foul. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
It does, because if you're wrong about a moral statement, then the harm is trying to enforce that wrongness on society.
Yeah, but we're discussing morals currently, and you literally admitted to the fact that it depends on the person. It is subjective. You believe that it's subjective, and just because you hold those moral positions that you currently do does not mean that they're correct.
What is?
Right?
Do you think that just because something? Hold on. This is why it's so hard to even have a serious conversation. Like, it's super taxing, okay? Because you say things that are so stupid. When you think that something is subjective, do you think that just means it can be whatever? It's all who cares? It's subjective, so it can be anything? That's the most retarded, low-level, dumb fuck interpretation of subjective ever. Like, why even have conversations that you're gonna assume, right?
Okay.
That's obviously not what I mean when I say subjective. Okay. That it could be that tomorrow we might all go rape kids because LOL. That's not what subjective means, right? Okay, cool.
You're done with the ad homs. You're done molding. You're not mad anymore. When I say subjective, right? You cannot actually fucking prove to me 100% that you're correct. Because if you do that, that means you are as confident as I am, and that would go against your position.
Correct.
You can't.
I can't do it with science either, by the way.
No, perfect. Yeah, perfect. So we literally inhabit the same position as, hey, we could both be wrong. We literally could both be wrong in this instance. It's just that I'm using God. But so what? You don't believe in God.
Because there's a difference, though. I'm willing to admit that I might be wrong, which means at the very least, I'm open to change.
We're admit that we're wrong too. What the
No,
fuck?
you're not. There's no...
Yes, we are.
Really? What would I have to do to convert you out of Islam?
We literally have hundreds and thousands of people dedicated to actually discussing and talking about these topics with people like you. We always ask, and this is literally in Islam itself. Ya Allah, please somebody in chat, pull it up for me right now. It actually exists in Islam. We invite those that say that they could disapprove or, correct Islam.
Christian
And they
apologetics does this too. Yeah, no,
no,
shit.
it's
Everybody.
not apologetics. This is actually in the Islam that you would even deem hardcore. This no. You know, you're acting as though this is something that is made up by liberal Muslims or some shit like that. I'm saying that this is in Islam in itself. We call for people to show us the right way. So when you're acting like you guys are not open to the truth, you're fucking lying. You're talking out of your ass.
Okay.
You do know that, right?
Okay. No, I don't. I don't think that I don't think any of the Muslim debaters have been like, damn, I'm wrong. I'm gonna go be an atheist now. I don't think that happens.
Go make good points, dude. They make good points. Lord have mercy. You talk about bad faith. That was the most disgusting thing. I genuinely listen. At the end of the day, if you believe that the people that you're discussing Islam with are bad faith, that is up to you. But Islam itself invites people that have opposing point of views and that could disprove Islam to come argue it.
Yeah, and so do Christians. How is it the case that Christians and Muslims both do this, but nobody's won the debates yet?
Wait, you're telling me there aren't people that left Islam because they...
There's probably a few, but the vast majority of them all keep their religion, right?
Okay, and you still keep your fucking positions. Does that mean that you're disingenuous when you're arguing with people?
No, but I'm not sitting here asserting with 100% confidence my belief system.
No, okay. We're gonna loop. Don't bring that point up because again, we literally spoke on the fact that you are confident, I'm confident, and there's nothing wrong with it other than you believe that.
No, hold on. Don't say you're confident, I'm confident like we're the same. We're not. The strengths of our beliefs are completely, totally fucking different. I'm not here saying that I have the correct moral answers to the universe and I'm correct.
They're not necessarily that different, by the way. Not necessarily that different.
Okay,
it may seem that it may seem that way on the outside. Fair, sure, because faith is a lot stronger than what you possess, 100%. It may seem that way, but again, if it was truly the way that you tried to make it seem, then there wouldn't be anybody, or there would be incredibly, like infinitely less amount of people that are willing to do what I'm currently doing right now, which is engage with people like you and see what the other side is thinking. If I genuinely believe that you're retarded, you're insane for not being a Muslim, why would I talk to a retard? You're just acting like we're 100% like dogmatic and stuck in our ways, and we do not believe that we could be converted or we could be shown the other way. We believe that. We believe that. But the only difference is you're willing to fucking act like we don't based off of a couple of anecdotal experiences. And sure, I can't argue against your feelings. So, you know, it is what it is, whatever. If you came across against fucking debaters that you weren't able to convert, maybe come with better arguments.
True.
Or, you know, speak with some people that you may be able to convert. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, but guys, again, Islam invites people who are willing to debunk it. Go ahead and try. Also, when are you gonna have a sit down with guys like, you know, Muhammad Hijab, Sabur Ahmed? I'm sure Muhammad Hijab would love to have a sit down with you.
Yeah, I bet he would.
Yeah, so why wouldn't you do it?
Usually just because those types of conversations aren't worth the amount of research that goes into them. But honestly, for the Islam shit, it might be getting worth it since so many people are doing it in the social media sphere these days.
Yeah, listen, be the fucking Giga Chad anti-Muslim hero that, you know, you have wet dreams about, right? You want to stop the fucking mass conversions to Islam? You take down one of the biggest Muslim content creators online. Fucking go.
Yeah, but my guess is going to be that all of these things probably end up rooting back into these weird historical arguments where, like, two different people are arguing over the legitimacy of some... This is how biblical scholarship works, where people argue over the legitimacy of certain sources, and then, like, that's the entire argument, and then neither side really moves at the end of the day. My guess is if there were rock-solid arguments in favor of Islam, then more people would probably be Muslims, and if there were rock-solid arguments against it, then there wouldn't be people doing apologetics or debates or whatever about it. That would be my guess.
I don't think you're familiar with Muhammad Hijab's content because he's debated a lot of people of your ilk, of your kind, and a lot of debates don't go the way that you've characterized them. You know, it's not like, hey, my source doesn't say this, or my source actually says this. It's not those cringe arguments. I think they will actually be a fucking great conversation. There's also Sheikh Uthman. There's so many people that you could fucking argue with that are way better than me. Listen, guys, I don't want to be the Muslim representative. I love my faith. I love it enough to understand that there's greater men out there that could represent it better.
Sure.
Than
Give me
what is
the what? Give me the one. Just give me one. We'll try one. Give me one argument that you think is really compelling for the existence of Allah, or God, or fucking Muhammad, or whatever the fuck.
Okay. See, that's the cringe. You need to do a lot more research before you start.
So do it. So give me one.
Okay. I already gave you the intelligent design argument.
Yeah, that's a knockdown in Christianity. It's not logically deductive. Try another one.
The whole in necessary existence one. Are you against that one too? Or have you heard of that before?
Are these all the? I think these are just like the classic like Aquinas arguments, right?
Uh-huh.
Is it like?
So you're prepared to like fucking debunk all of these arguments.
Yeah, I can run them down. The teleological, the cosmological, like these fucking ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, is this all the
Listen.
Muhammad hijab guy uses? Is that? It's all. Is
Listen,
it the same
no.
shit? Because this is the same shit that Christians say too, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah. So again, listen. The guy is as if you view him as the people that you fucking debated God knows how long ago. I don't know when you've done religious debates. Then go ahead. Hey, book it for like next week or some shit. I would love to see that conversation. Hey, and if I was the catalyst for that, I would be really happy, okay? This is Hasanat, because this is how I think it would go. You'll go in there thinking that, oh my god, this is a cringe fucking philosophical whatever fucking argument to prove God's existence, blah, blah, blah. And you will get chat on like you're a Instagram thought in Dubai. But if you prepare, it's gonna actually be good. But don't think of this as like a fucking young dawn of Islam or something. That's kind of cringe.
Okay, gotcha. I'll think about it. Okay.
More viewers now. More viewers.